is time. It is time to brew your best beer.
The 2019 SJPC Challenge Gold sponsors. A special thanks to double gold sponsor Bouncer, keeping the dregs out with an inline filter for homebrewers. BrewTubers Online Brewers Club, forums, recipes, and news updates, and more. Yakima Valley Hops, fresh from the source to your kettle. Omega Yeast Labs, fresh, healthy, unique yeast. Jaded Brewing, home of the fastest immersion wort chiller, the Hydra. Kempfo's 2001 CTSP Pink, the world's favorite chlorinated homebrew cleaner with a unique pink color indicator. And our silver sponsor, the Brew Bag, simply the easiest way to brew great beers at home.
Howdy folks, SJPC here at Little Face Brewing. Decided to go through and review all of the round 3 beers for the 2019 SJPC Challenge. Them being from Wally Feck, Mike Dean, Jeff Neville, Jim Herberson, Josh Hoover, and Ryan Reshan. So I'm going to put all these together in one video. I will try down in the description for your beers to put the timestamp as to where that starts. And we'll go from there. I did these all in one sitting, except for kind of what I'm doing right now. So what I'm doing right now is actually using, to start off with, I started off with Wally's beer. However, I don't have the footage from when I opened it. I do have the footage from when we talked about the beer. So what I decided to do was I went and rooted through the box and I found another one. And I threw it in the freezer. And we're going to give a pour on this one. Oh yeah, look at that. Now this is actually from Wally's round 2. So this one's got a little bit of age on it. Boy, does that smell good. So I'm going to be curious. We're going to kind of look at the carbonation screaming up through the glass. That is perfection. I can smell it right off the pour. Oh yeah, very nice, very nice. So interesting part is, I'm going to try this now, and then we'll see how it actually matches up when I do the final thoughts on his round 3 beer. So we're going to start off with Wally Feck. Then it actually goes to Mike Dean's beer. Then I go to Jeff Neville, Jim Herberson, Josh Hoover, and Ryan Reshan. What I did was I kind of lined the beers up from lighter to heavier, and that's how I decided to do it. So I hope you enjoy. I know I'm going to enjoy this one. Oh, wow. From what I remember, very similar. Very similar. It's got that dankness to it. Alright. Enjoy. So let's talk about this beer a little bit. This one is the IPL. Brewed by Wally Feck. Well done, Wally. I don't have to be quite as technical in these reviews and whatnot because my scores really don't matter. So we'll talk about these in my overall impression of the beer. So the appearance on this was beautiful. It's a nice straw color with a tight white head. It's beautiful with a slight haze. And look, there's actually still a few little bubbles coming up from the bottom. So a little bit of chill haze there, but all in all, real nice color. The aroma, there was an earthy and dank presence in the aroma that stays the whole way through the beer. I mean, super dank. I don't want to say cat pee, and I mean that in a good way. You know, you guys get that. And also a slight yeast presence in there as well.
So that was what I was picking up on the aroma. The flavor, the dankness followed through, carried into the that dankness aroma carried over into the flavor profile. The yeastiness kind of did as well. I'm a little susceptible to yeast, so I'll pick that up periodically. And I'm not sure, why that is. It's almost like it could have went a little bit further, but at 6.5%, you don't need to go much further. I mean, it fermented down where it needed to go. So it was neat to have that dankness come into the flavor profile, which gives you that big IPA thought process, but then the sweetness from the malts and the lager, where it kind of leaves a little bit of that, it just gives it a different flavor profile, is there as well. Super fun beer. Super fun beer. Carbonation was great. The mouthfeel, I would say medium. It did have a bit of a creaminess to it, which I very much enjoyed. So yeah, I mean, this was it's a very upfront hoppy lager, which is surprising. You don't expect that. It does finish off just a slight bit on the dry side, which is okay. Definitely can tell this is a very well-crafted beer. No flaws. Didn't pick up any off flavors. Everything I'm getting off of this appears to be in the beer. In other words, it's supposed to be there. So I appreciate that. Overall experience on this beer, I'm digging it. I don't know that I could drink, I was going to say, I don't know if I could sit down and drink 5 of them. Because if I drank 5 of them, I would fall over. They are 6.5% after all. But I could definitely have a couple of these before I had to move on to something else. So, that'll chug. Fun beer. Thank you, Wally. This was the second place beer. I can definitely see why it was second place. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, folks. Brew beer. Brew wonderful beer. An IPL. An IPL in the finals, winning second place. God, I love the challenge. Cheers. Alrighty. As I said before, I decided to go through and review the finalist beers. So I'm getting ready to dive into the West Coast inspired double IPA. And this one is from Mike D. Excuse me, I'm just winging it. White cap, throw that away. Let's see what this beer looks like in the glass. Alright. Nice looking. Look at the carbonation. That is perfect carbonation. Oh man, nice clean beer. Perfect carbonation. This one is actually, yeah. So Mike will know, and this goes out to you. This would be your rebrew. So, dude, perfect carbonation. Love it. Absolutely love it. Nice looking beer. Crystal clear, crystal clean. I mean, I can see right through that bad boy. Oh, and that's the aroma that you look for. Oh. Okay.
Well, I gave myself enough room. Put the rest of this in here. And I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to score this. So I'll be back. All right, so let's talk about this beer a little bit. The appearance on this beer, as I poured it out, super clean, super crisp looking. Bubbles still rising up, even that I have this little tiny bit left. You can see I can get the carbonation going, work up ahead. That is a clean beer, beautifully made. The aroma, I was getting a whole lot of like fruity and sweetness in the aroma. The hops, hop combination that you use, Mike, in this one suits my taste buds to a T. It really does. The flavor on this was sweet, fruity. The profile, I just like that. I'm a malt forward IPA guy. I'm not like most others. I would not actually consider this a West Coast IPA. I'm a guy that, and I think we need to do this, brother, and you are actually on the East Coast, so you should jump on board with me with this. We should come up, not New England IPA, no. We have an East Coast IPA, and that is a malt forward hoppy IPA. Bam. East Coast IPA, Mike. And 9%. Jesus, brother. Mouthfeel, spot on. Straight up medium mouthfeel. Carbonation, again, was good. It worked well with the beer. Overall impressions on this, I could totally drink a bunch of these until I fell over. And then I'd get up, drink a glass of water, and start all over again. Craftsmanship, no flaws, no off flavors, nothing going on in here that I can detect. I can tell that this is a very well crafted, detailed oriented beer. So well done. Overall experience, I love this beer, man. I just do. I've had your old school IPA before. I've had it at your place. Cheers. I've had it in bottle. And if you were to ever open up a brew pub, this has to be a staple. It just has to be. It's a fantastic beer. So, on my quest to review the final 6 of the 2019 Sjporr Challenge beers, I'm 2 in. And both of them fantastic beers. I think there's 1 point difference between the two so far. Nice. Super nice. I'm looking forward to the remaining 4. This is Sjporr, Little Face Brewing. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, folks. Brew wonderful beer. Matter of fact, go to www.sjporrchallenge.org and register for the 2020 Sjporr Challenge. Alrighty, we are on beer number 3. This one finished 3rd. This is the New England IPA from Jeff Neville, or Neville, however you want to say his name. This is a 6.5%. I can't really make out what's on the cap, but what I'm going to do here is I want to save the cap, so we're going to pop that one off that way. I don't want it to be damaged in any manner, because that's going to go in the bar. So, wow, holy milky. Look at that. Whoa. Okay, that's a hazy IPA. That is a hazy IPA. So now this one finished third place. Sit you over here. Nice aroma. Hazy color. I mean, that's New England IPA. That's what they're supposed to look like. I got to make room for the rest. Nice. Okay. I can see why this won third place. Itchy eyeball. That's my fake eye. Okay. Well, as I've stated before, this is actually my third in a row. I did the IPL, West Coast. I'm going to do the New England IPA. Then it'll be the sour, the golden Belgian, and then the barley one. Okay, so I am back with the New England IPA. And this right here is a fantastic beer. Holy cow, this is good. Man, I'm trying to think if I only was in the first round, so I didn't make it through to any of the other rounds, and I don't know that I've had these beers. But I tell you what, I can understand why they finished where they finished. You know, this was, I think, the third place beer. Congratulations, Jeff. Fantastic beer. This is the New England IPA, 6.5% from Jeff Neville. You know, Neville, however you say it. I apologize if I screwed it up. The appearance on this is exactly what it should be as a New England IPA. The aroma, I was picking up a lot of like sweet peach, juicy and sweetness in the aroma, which is really nice. The flavor profile was fruity. That peach carried through, but not overwhelming. Very pleasant. Super easy beer to drink. This is a trouble beer right here. This one will get you in trouble. Mouthfeel, nice, medium to full. Carbonation was there and actually is still there. You know, look at that. It's still able to work it right up. You can see the bubbles come up. I almost drank the whole thing. Sorry about that. Creamy, silky, smooth. Super nice beer. Overall impression on this, I could slam these. I'm a beer drinker. Yeah. I could totally blow through a 6-pack of these and no problem. Craftsmanship, this is a well-made beer. I see no flaws whatsoever in them. Well made. I mean, it's a well-crafted, well-made beer. My overall experience on this beer would be, I love it. I absolutely love it. I would buy this. You know, I can totally see why this made it as number 3. You know, this was the dude. You made the third best beer in the nation by your peers. That's pretty damn cool. You're an all-star, too. Remember that. 2020, you're an all-star. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. This is fun. I'm enjoying going through these beers. Yeah, they're fantastic. I can totally see why, you know, these were the top beers. This one was number 3. All right. This is Sjporr at Little Face Brewing, enjoying the fruits of Jeff's labor because he entered the 2019 Sjporr Challenge and finished 3rd, which puts him in as an all-star for 2020. Cheers. I'm watching Wally Feck review beers while I'm reviewing the same beers. So right now I am on the 4th place, which they all the bottom 3. I don't like saying bottom 3, but the 3 that finished under 3, oh, we're tied for 4th. So this is the true 4th place beer, and it is a fruited sour brewed by Jim Herberson from Enabler Brewing. I know this guy personally. Good friend. He's a member of, there's a little hiss. He is a member of our local homebrew club, Scabs. We do a lot of events together, and him and Rebecca brought this up to NHC, I believe. So I've had this beer. Oh, look. It looks like peach in the pour. Nice. All right, cool. So, look at that. A little bit of chill haze. Some carbonation. It's not quite streaming up from the bottom like I had hoped. But it's there. You know, carbonation is definitely there. The head's going away fairly quickly. This is a 5.5% fruited sour. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm picking up the tartness in the nose. It's a tartness though that literally makes my mouth water. So, cheers, Jim. Oh. Nice. Okay. Took my initial 2 sips. Gave me enough room to finish. Put the rest of the bottle in the glass. Time to do the review. So, I've been watching some videos on... Actually, I just watched Wally review this one. I watched Josh Hoover review it as well. And I would agree with them both on their reviews. I would have liked to have seen that a little bit cleaner. It's a bit clazy. It's a bit hazy, cloudy. For I think if you could have cleared this up, you could have really popped that a little bit of tartness and the flavor profile. But still, great tasting beer, great easy drinking beer. The appearance on it, is a bit on the hazy side. The head went away a little bit quick for a 5.5%, which I was surprised with. The aroma, I was picking up a nice berry fruitiness with a touch of what I was seeing from other folks was they were saying like an apple or cidery, and I would somewhat agree with that. I was getting apple cinnamon. So really nice, a little hint of apple cinnamon, which makes it so easy to drink. I mean, so easy to drink. Mouthfeel was very light, very mouth-watering. Oh, yeah. Could have used a little more carbonation, but literally, you take from the aroma in your first sip, your mouth just savors and wants the rest of this beer. So I can't really knock on that much. Very good beer. Very, very nice mouthfeel. Light, tart, mouth-watering. Just super nice. My overall impression on this beer is super easy to drink. You could pound a bunch of these. It's mouth-watering. Wonderful beer. Craftsmanship, no flaws. None whatsoever.
This is a very well-made beer. I can tell that. I can tell that the brewer paid attention to detail and came up with a very nice beer. As an overall experience, and they're obviously carbonated because I'm burping as I'm going through this, is that, Jim, for real, if you're opening a brew pub anytime, or whatever, I have to be part of it. It's only because we know each other. But this is a staple beer. I mean, you put this on tap, people will buy it. I will buy this. Man, I can sit down and freaking pound a bunch of these. Cheers. Golly, that's just good. That's just a nice beer. So that is number 4 in the 6 series. So another well done beer. This one came in, I will say, the true 4th place. Well done. Absolutely well done. This is at SJPC at Little Face Brewing. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, folks. Brew beer. And hey, Jim, you're an all-star. 2020 Golden Belgian Strong Ale.
So, here we go.
Alright, so I am still watching Wally go through his reviews, and we are on to the first place beer. That is the Golden Belgian Strong, 9% ABV. We're doing these all in one setting. Nice hiss. Wow. Super nice hiss. That was the best carbonated beer that we've had out of the whole group so far. MM gave me a grilled ham, bacon, and cheese sandwich with an orange and chips. Saba. Alright. We are well carbonated. Try and get this to... There we go. Very well carbonated, bit of chill haze. There is some carbonation streaming up from the bottom, and it's got a good one-finger white pillowy head. Every beer so far has had pretty much the same head from the pour, and this guy is, they've all been really close to the same color as well. This one does have a decent amount of carbonation coming up from the bottom, which is really cool. Oh yeah, that's a Belgian. We're going to pour MM a little bit of this. There we go. I poured you a taster, dear. Which gives me enough room to put the rest of that in.
Over there.
It's right here.
Thanks so much.
You are welcome. So there we have it. I kind of knew she was going to do that. I had planned on pulling a sample off for her on this one. She is the Belgian aficionado.
Yeah, I'd have been pretty upset if I hadn't gotten to try this.
This is true. I had planned on it.
Just being honest there, I would have been. Actually, probably more than pretty upset. Might not have talked to you for a couple of days.
She might not have talked to me for a couple of days. Ooh, that is really nice. Okay, while all of the animal kingdom comes into its resting spots.
One's in the other one's resting spot, so there might be some chaos back here.
Yeah, a little bit of chaos. Alright, I am going to go off camera and dissect this beer. I'll be back. Alright, so I'm back with my final thoughts on this Golden Belgian Strong.
I can totally see why this is the first place beer. This really is a textbook example of a golden Belgian strong. Do you agree, Mary?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The appearance it's got it all of the way. The little bit of haziness really doesn't bother me on this one. I kind of expect it, just for the style of the beer. The aroma, I was getting all of that Belgian yeast character. There was spice, a little bit of fruitiness there. Watching Wally's review of this beer as I'm going through this, I'd agree with what he was saying. There's a nice pepper quality in there. The flavor matches the aroma almost to a T. There's a nice spiciness there, and the 9% is hidden. I mean, it's
That's 9%.
that's 9%, right? Exactly. I mean, it's bizarre. Mouthfeel, again, is exactly what I would expect to be for a Belgian strong. You know, it's got a medium mouthfeel. There's really good carbonation coming up through the beer. It leaves my mouth savory. With the there's a great deal of there's a great deal of flavor coming through, and that's what the Belgian yeast does. That yeast is just it does so much for the beer. A Belgian strong wouldn't be a Belgian strong without the yeast. Let's just be honest. The overall impression for me, this is a super easy beer to drink, especially it being 9%. Craftsmanship, yeah, for real. There's nothing off on this. This is a well-made, well-crafted beer. My overall experience on this would be this is to style and exactly what I would want from this type of beer. So I love me a good Belgian. I just really do. It's not really a beer that I drink a bunch of them. However, with that said, when I have the opportunity to dive into some quality Belgians, I love to do that because they're just fun beers to drink. So this was the number one beer, and I totally get why it's number one. This is to style, straight up, and it's a phenomenal beer. So there you have it, folks. The number one beer. I still have one to do yet. Nice. Well done, Josh. You are well deserved the winner of this year, especially with this beer. Now that I've had it, I totally get it. This is Sjporr at Little Face Brewing, enjoying the fruits of Josh's labor. Cheers. You're an all-star again. 2020. We have moved on to the number 6 and final beer in this 6-pack of challenge beers. Hydration is important. This one is the English barley wine with coffee, brewed by Reshan. Now, this beer actually came in 6th out of the top 6. Now, with that said, a little bit of a hiss. Wow. Dude, you filled that to the top. Holy crap. I don't know that I've ever seen a bottled beer literally filled to the exact top of the bottle. MM?
What?
Here. A sampler for MM.
Oh. Different ones.
I did.
Thank you.
And a larger sampler for SJ. Let's see if we can work up some.
It's gonna be odd, 'cause
Carbonation.
that used to be a piece of mint chocolate candy.
Actually, might be pretty good. There's still a good bit in this one. I don't know that this is a bigger bottle, so I'm not going to be able to finish this on camera. But wow, look at the color on that. That is beautiful, ruby red, clear.
Didn't you say that was a barley wine?
That is a barley wine. Oh, I am picking up a mild coffee in the nose.
Taste it.
Yeah.
I thought
Well,
I thought it was my candy.
You thought it was your candy?
Taste it.
I must taste. Oh, that's nice. It's real nice.
I was totally caught by surprise.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow, that's really nice. Okay, well, and this is the 6th place beer. That's how good these beers have been. So I just finished up, I did the 1st place before this one, and this is the 6th place beer. So I'm going to go ahead and judge this. I'll be back. I am not going to finish this beer on camera. I'm just letting you know. Because there's still this much. Well, I'm going to go ahead and go all in. I'm going all in. You know, and that's just a whole bunch to have to go through, even though I gave Mary a nice 6-ounce sample off of it. So thank you, Ryan, for sending me an extra that was extra large. Back to the beer. Wow. All I can say is wow. This was the 6th place beer. And I'm glad that I went in the I'm glad that I went in the progression that I did. These were all great beers. I can't express to you folks how good these 6 beers were. And I'm sure that everybody that took place, that made it through the finals especially, will say that these were just great beers. I mean, how can you pick, a best beer out of these guys? I mean, they're so good. So on the barley wine, I mean, it's a beautiful ruby red. It's the darkest beer out of the bunch. Beautiful color. Clarity was spot on. I poured a little bit of the dregs in this little bit that's left over, so it clouded it up some. But before that, nice ruby red. You could see through it. Nice, beautiful color. The aroma, I was picking up a mild roast coffee along with almost a toffee sweet caramel aroma in there as well. The flavor, I just love the way the flavors worked on this beer. The coffee is not overpowering. The coffee is part of the beer, which is what makes this one so good. I really like the way that they work together. Mouthfeel. Full mouthfeel, creamy, sticky. The only knock on it is flat. I mean, there is the carbonation level is almost non-existent, and that's the only knock that I really have on the beer. It could have been a bit more carbonated. So, overall impressions, whatever the ABV is on this, you hit it well, Ryan. I'm going to guess that it's like an 8 or a 9%. But I'm not picking booze up really at all. I pick up that medium roast coffee, and the caramel, which is really nice. Craftsmanship, obviously, this is a well-made, well-crafted beer. There's no flaws in it whatsoever. And the experience on this was Give me a little more carbonation if possible, which I know, without knowing what the ABV is, that makes it difficult. But, dude, great beer. I've now went through all 6 of these beers in one sitting, so I'll be going to bed early tonight. But I wanted to do that, and the reason why I wanted to do that was I wanted all the beers fresh on my mind so that when I went through and I looked at them and I scored them, I was really scoring them against each other. So I did kind of write down where I was at, and without knowing it, I did score things a little bit differently. However, I still put the Belgian Strong up at number 1. Number 2 would have been Jeff Neville's New England IPA. Here's where it gets a little bit different. I would have put Mike's double IPA in at 3rd place, and then the remaining 3 were all tied at the same score for 4th. So there you have it. I mean, I wasn't far off from what we did, and in one sitting, little tiny things, details, that separate these beers. Such a great job. Cheers to everybody that took part in the 2019 Sjporr Challenge. I appreciate each and every one of you. This was, to date, probably my favorite challenge because a lot of things went right. I didn't move through, but that doesn't matter. The process worked, and truly, the best beers made it through to the final round. And this is the reason for it. Well done, everybody. I am so looking forward to 2020. This is SJPC Little Face Brewing. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, folks. Brew beer. Brew wonderful beer. Cheers.